Welcome into the Cowboys Report. I am your host, Tom Downey, back with a four-pack of rumors, so let's dive in here. Beginning with a Neville Gallimore breakout. Will it happen in 2021? I want to believe, but for now, I'm only going to give it the 2 stars here. And I hope this ends up being the case like every single Cowboys fan ever wants to have happen, right? This was floated by John Owning of the Dallas Morning News, by the way. Now, Gallimore did show growth as the season went on. At the beginning of the year, he wasn't playing a lot, wasn't making a ton of plays, but eventually emerged as at least a reliable rotation player. And much like John, I think that Gallimore is going to fit better in a Dan Quinn-style defense. I think that the way they utilize their front, where they utilize their defensive linemen, it will end up being better for Gallimore. Now, him breaking out would be significant for the Dallas Cowboys defense. And last year he showed some flashes, 4 tackles for loss, and in the last month or so, it seemed like there was almost every game where Gallimore made a splash play. Now you want a little bit more of those. You want a little bit more consistency. And you want more pass rush, of course, as well. Only the half sack, not that many pressures. He was healthy at the end of the year. Trysten Hill was not. And I think if you ask the Cowboys, they would say, we just desperately need one of Neville Gallimore or Trysten Hill to emerge beyond being just a rotation piece. They need one of those guys to emerge as, if not at least an average starter, hopefully a high-end starter. That'd be, I think, ideal for the Cowboys. And if he were to break out, that gives you one really good defensive tackle. You can still have rotation pieces with Trysten Hill, Antwaun Woods. I'm not assuming that will happen. I can't bank on that. But I do think it's a very real possibility for a guy I liked a lot coming out of Oklahoma. So today's pinned comment, it's this question. Name a breakout player in 2021. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you get the ad break here on YouTube, scroll on down and get your votes in. Let's go to this idea, and you know what it's going to be. Trade Zeke for Russell Wilson. No, fake news on this one. Maybe you saw Jason McIntyre of the Feeling Fox Sports' idea. Yeah, it's dumb. He's just suggested, trading Zeke and picks for Russell Wilson. Now, yes, the Cowboys are on Russell Wilson's list of approved teams. However, this particular idea doesn't really make any sense at all because, well, let me explain first what Jason McIntyre floated as the idea here. Here was his quote. Jerry Jones, are you kidding me? This is a division for the taking if Russell Wilson is your quarterback. He instantly makes you the best team in the NFC East. I don't know if there's any decision at all here. I say Jerry Jones, pick up the phone. Fun idea, right? Forgetting one very important thing. The Cowboys, by virtue of having Dak Prescott on the roster, are also already the team to beat in the NFC East. If you don't believe me, the betting odds say the exact same thing. Our sportsbook partner, BetUS, have the Cowboys at -120. This is very obvious. The Cowboys don't need Russell Wilson to become the best team in the division. In the same way that like Washington would need him for that to be the case. If they have Dak, boom, they become the best team. That's why they're the betting favorite already. Now, you can, of course, place your bet on the Cowboys over at chatsports.com/bet. The link there, right there, bottom of your screen. Make sure to use that URL, chatsports.com/bet, and the promo code that you see on screen. That is Cowboys125. When you do that, it gets you a 125% deposit bonus. Chatsports.com/bet, promo code Cowboys125. So McIntyre's wrong about the whole, bring in Wilson, NFC's favorite. They already are. His offer for Russ, by the way, is very expensive. You, of course, get Wilson if you're the Cowboys. You give up Zeke Elliott, a 2021 first-round pick, a 2022 first-round pick, and a 2021 second-round pick. So in terms of ranking your best draft assets over the next 2 years, you give up the 3 best you have. And now you're trying to fulfill a defense that has lots of holes with, a little bit of extra money to spend and no draft picks in the first 50 picks this year. Or frankly, probably next year either because you'll win the division, right? So why are you giving up so much? I like Russell Wilson a lot. He is a fantastic quarterback. I genuinely wonder how much better you are with Russell Wilson on your team compared to Dak Prescott. Frankly, I don't think very much. Maybe you're a little bit better, but certainly not 2 first-round picks, a second, and Zeke. Now, if you just want to dump Zeke altogether, sure, although McIntyre was using Elliott as a valuable trade piece to make it happen. If you didn't have a franchise quarterback already on your roster, under team control via the franchise tag who's ready to get paid, sure, it's a whole different conversation. But you have Dak Prescott already. So why would you give up all of these assets as opposed to just paying the quarterback that you have? I don't think that makes any sense. And frankly, I think the Cowboys are a very similar mindset, and that's what Jane Slater said as well. Now, if you guys want to stay updated on what's going on around the Cowboys, the news, the rumors, draft, free agency, all of it, hit that big red button and subscribe. If you're watching on Facebook or somewhere else, a link's below. It's youtube.com/CowboysTV. We got daily Cowboys videos for you guys. If you want to stay updated, hit that big red button and subscribe. Let's go to the draft. And how about Trevon Moehrig and the Dallas Cowboys? 2 stars on this one here. I like the idea. We will see if it actually ends up happening. As we all know, figuring out who the Cowboys could take in round 2 as we sit here in late February is really difficult. And it was linked to the Cowboys by Jane Slater as like a potential target, which of course that makes sense, right? The Cowboys have long needed an actual free safety. My biggest potential concern about Moehrig to Dallas is the possibility he might not be on the board at this point. In terms of who is the consensus, and there's not really one, but the plurality of the votes have gone to Moehrig as the first safety off the board for the Dallas or in the NFL draft. I think you can plug him in at free safety. I like that idea from the Cowboys, and it certainly is a significant need because Donovan Wilson, I like him at strong safety, but you're going to run a lot of cover 3. You probably want a rangy option. We'll talk more about Moehrig here in a second, but I think he could fit that mold for the Cowboys. He could be that type of player to take over for Xavier Woods at free safety. Now let me know in the comments section a safety that you guys want to draft. Any name. We're about to break down some candidates here, but scroll on down and get your votes in. Here are 5 safeties, 5 early round targets the Cowboys should keep their eye on. Well, we'll break them all down here individually. Trevon Moehrig, Richie Grant, Javon Holland, Andre Sisco, and Ardarius Washington. Let's go from the first guy on the list here, Trevon Moehrig, who has shown the ball skills, the ability to make plays on the football and force pass breakups and interceptions over the past 2 years that the Cowboys have simply lacked. Now, in the TCU-style defense, Moehrig played a lot of split safety and a lot of nickel corner. Now, in the NFL, he's going to be a safety. There are some questions about his top-end speed. Ironically, if the Cowboys still had Mike Nolan as their DC and they were going to run a lot more split safety looks, I think Moehrig would be a fantastic fit. I would have no questions at all. I do wonder if he's has enough range to really be a true single high guy, but if he's there in round 2, he makes a lot of sense for the Cowboys, number 44 overall. All right, one of my favorite guys so far, Richie Grant, the safety out of Central Florida. Now, he played both strong safety and free safety at Central Florida. Between his strong instincts and what I'm going to dub above average athletic ability, he is able to play that single high free safety role. 10 passes picked off over the past 3 years, coming off a season, by the way, in which he had 3 interceptions and 5 pass breakups. All of those things are valuable. Having that guy, if he's there in round 2, and we'll see if he is or isn't, because his Senior Bowl was so good, I think he might go maybe top 40, but we know the safety class is often weird in terms of where they end up going. If he's there, that makes a lot of sense for the Cowboys. Let's go to Javon Holland, who in the way too early mock drafts was a round 1 guy, but then he opted out of 2020, so he's been out of the picture. And the last time we saw him play, once everyone studied the film, they're like, oh, wait a minute. Maybe he's not quite the guy we thought he was going to be. Now, he mostly played nickel corner for Oregon in 2019, but was also mainly a free safety back in 2018. 9 passes picked off in his 2 years actually playing for the Oregon Ducks. I think of the 3 guys we discussed so far, he's probably the most likely to be actually on the board for the Cowboys in round 2, and frankly, could even fall into round 3 if the Cowboys wanted to wait even longer for a potential safety target. good size. There are some concerns about his top-end speed, but I don't think that's the case. I like him. I just worry about not playing and exactly what his role was going to be in the NFL. Let's move to one of the best playmakers in this year's draft class at safety, Andre Cisco out of Syracuse. He certainly fits that single-high free safety mold that the Cowboys need right now. 13 interceptions in 24 games, then he can throw on 14 pass breakups as well. He has been a dynamic, single, rangy high guy. He's also been a little bit boom or bust in the sense that, yes, he makes plays, and he also gives up some big plays as well. 1 interception this year. He didn't play very much, just 2 games this year with that 1 interception. Suffered a torn ACL in October. That injury is a red flag. The timing of it might impact his draft stock. Maybe he slides beyond round 2. Maybe even beyond round 3 a little bit there. If you trust the injury and you trust your coaching staff to rein him in just a little bit, to reduce some of those major negative plays, the playmaking and ball skills that Cisco has shown makes him an appetizing option for a team like the Cowboys in the market for a single high free safety. The Cowboys have lacked playmaking in recent seasons, especially in the back end. Cisco would bring plenty of that if he can become a little bit more consistent. Let's go to Ardarius Washington now, who is severely undersized by NFL standards, but he has the great instincts and quickness that you want. The first question when it comes to Washington is, what position does he actually play? Is he a free safety? Is he a nickel? You look at the way he's built, and he comes in so profoundly undersized, listed at, which means he might be a little bit smaller than this, 5'8", 179. But in his time at TCU, he showed the ability to play slot corner, to play free safety, and that versatility at minimum makes him highly intriguing. So for the Cowboys, even though he's undersized, that could make him slide a little bit. You could even get wild with it if you were Dallas. And if Trevon Moehrig is there at the beginning of round 2, you take him. And maybe Washington slides all the way down to your 3rd round projected comp pick or into round 4. And you could take both of them. And worst case, Washington becomes kind of your do-it-all backup safety corner slot hybrid guy. That's got value. So for the Cowboys, who need a free safety a lot more than they do a box guy, that's why there's not a name like Florida State's Hamza Nasir-Eldin. Because of that, these 5 guys make the most sense to me. Trevon Moehrig out of TCU, Richie Grant from Central Florida, Javon Holland from Oregon, Andre Cisco from Syracuse, and Ardarius Washington out of TCU. Those 5 guys can actually play, at least could play, free safety. So is this the year that the Dallas Cowboys draft a safety? Get your votes in for me in the comments. It is Y for yes or N for no. All right, back to the rumors here. How about signing Nick Martin? This one, by the way, comes to us from you people because you keep asking. 1 star. And I'm open to the idea. But even though it's Zack Martin's brother, and he was just released by the Texans, so it wouldn't impact the comp pick formula, he has not been Zack Martin close in terms of caliber of play. Frankly, if you want to bring him in as a backup, okay, let's have that conversation. Otherwise, I don't know about that one. Let's look at the PFF stats then from 2020. All right, now yes, Tyler Biadasz played in fewer snaps overall. That's very true and accurate. They both allowed 1 sack, 2 hits. The hurries are very different. Over double for Nick Martin. And the run grade, that's bad. So if you want to bring in Nick Martin to be the Joe Looney replacement as someone who could be a backup center, can be a backup guard, okay, I'm down to have that conversation. I really am. But I don't want to bring in Nick Martin to start over Tyler Biadasz. And I saw enough from him, Biadasz, in year 1, even though he started for only a handful of games and then got hurt and then Looney kept starting whatever, which was weird and stupid as far as I'm concerned. I don't want to move on from Biadasz right now. I don't think any of you guys really do either. So if he wants to be a cheap, like 1 year, 1.5 or something $1 million backup center, cool, I'm on board. Starting him, not the right I really want to go in the end. So for the Cowboys, I'm interested, but I don't want to throw a bunch of money at him in terms of making him my new starting center. If they do make a move, we'll let you guys know. Make sure you're subscribed, youtube.com/CowboysTV. Hit that big red button. Don't miss any of the videos we do for you guys here at Chat Sports.